Jesus Christ. Let's call this take two, everybody. Greetings, infidels. I hope that this finds you happy, healthy, safe, prospering, and all that other good shit. I have felt the need to come before you today with a State of Mikeyworld address. Because I'm making some changes. I am reducing some shit, bringing back some shit, and just generally trying to make my life a little bit easier. I still love doing what I do. Um, it's my really only way to communicate these days because, well, the meat suit I'm in is not the best. That being said, I haven't done a blog or sent out much in the way of pre-records, which, by the way, at this moment in time, at 12:45 on Thursday morning, there are three sets of movie reviews and the April and May Blu-ray blowout still in my folder here. So I may just this one time, because there are exceptions to every rule, keep in mind in these types of cases. I'm going to put the 4 of them in 2 links, which means that not this blog, but whenever I get time and those particular blogs go out, you're gonna get. I'm gonna go old school and you get 2 live journal links, so I can get rid of the content that I have, because I'm starting to record new stuff now, of course, obviously, and gotta make room. You know, there for a while, I went through a stage where I just, no matter how hard I tried, could not for the life of me make myself record anything new or send anything out. I was in a pretty dark place. Then I started to come out of it. And nobody can ever tell me that I don't feel the pain with my friends, because y'all are like family to me. I'm not going to tell this story because it's not my story to tell. But I got some friends that are going through some pretty heavy shit. And it hit me pretty hard too. And I'm not even there. That's all I'll say about that. So that kind of took what little bit of morale and stuff I had for a while, and basically free trained it. So I worked through that. Actually, I shouldn't say I worked through it, because I'm still kind of trying to put everything together and make sense of why certain things happen in certain times. But, that's how life goes, I guess. And so, slowly starting to dig out from underneath all that shock, the sadness, all that. And then some other shit goes down. And this one is my story. So I can and will tell it. I just don't know when it'll drop or when I'll record. Just to kind of give you a clue, I was semi getting back to okay. Then all that stuff with my friends happened and kind of threw me. Then I started to get kind of not okay, but started to like scabo. And then it happens. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because that story really is a video of its own. But the point I'm making here is, there's a saying that God giveth and God taketh. I've always been of the mind that if you are changing something, you need to put something in its place to fill that void. So, what I am going to do, and the reason for this is I just don't know if I'm going to have the energy from day to day to want to do power bombs for every single pay-per-view. Especially when, for the most part, it's a shitty product and I would get tired of sounding like a broken record. So, my plan for my own sanity going forward is to only cover takeovers, because those are some pretty kick-ass shows that consistently outperform everybody else in the entire fucking company. So I'll cover those. I'll still use powerbomb formats to cover news uh, from around the wrestling world and my opinion on said news. And just, any other wrestling related thing that I will do. Pay-per-views. I'm not going to do the 12 or 16 or whatever the fuck it is now a year. Especially in times like this, it's too taxing. Um, too much on the plate, and something has to go. And wrestling is not going up its own self. The videos about pay-per-views, are going to be scaled back quite a bit. My plan going forward is to cover takeovers, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, um, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. So those 5 things, takeovers, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, or WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series, are all going to be covered. That coverage ain't going to change. It's the other ancillary ones that haven't been very entertaining lately that are going by the wayside. Because if they don't care, and I'm not talking about the talent, if management doesn't care and are just phoning stuff in, why should I take my time to yell and scream and sound like a broken record about the same shit? So, Powerbomb, not going away. Gonna get 5, I'll say between 5 and 7, because if they do 2 or 3 or 5 and 8, because they do 2 or 3 takeovers a year, so you're gonna be somewhere between 5 and 8 pay-per-view coverages. Always been of the mind that if you take something away, or if you scale something back, you have to put something in its place. So I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to bring back something that was a good idea on paper, but for whatever reason the first time around on video, didn't take off. Didn't get a lot of feedback on it. But, it just never took off. So I said, okay, and I scrapped it for a while. Maybe if I bring it back now, things will be different. So I'm bringing back my top 5 lists. They're subjective, as lists usually are, and I hope in some way thought-provoking. And Mikey giveth, Mikey taketh. So there you go. I'm still here, making some changes, trying to make life easier. Still giving you the same content, just in a different way. And I'll be damned if maybe we might not find new content as we get back into this. So there's that to look forward to. Anyway, I've rambled long enough. That is the housekeeping part of this, and that is your state of Mikeyworld address. I love y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for fostering. Without y'all, I couldn't do what I do. So, because what's it do for you to talk if nobody's listening? You're wasting voice box. You're wasting your voice. You're wasting your time. Wasting an effort. So I appreciate all of you. I love y'all. We'll be back again soon with a bunch more stuff. And peace.